Bay fighting for fair wages. The negotiation process happening tonight.
The winter storm is affecting flights coming in and out of San Diego. What you need to know if you're impacted.
Human trafficking is happening in our communities, behind closed doors and in plain sight.
What we're learning about a sex trafficking sting that saw dozens of arrests here in San Diego.
It is a living learning laboratory.
An inside look at San Diego State's new River Research Lab.
Language and literature come to life with Ms. Stagner, this month's Classroom Hero.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with a show of solidarity with Minnesota as California's Democratic state lawmakers gather to collectively call for more accountability from Congress. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Anna Laurel. The state lawmakers are also calling for the resignation of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. CBS 8 State Matters political reporter Jenny Ho was there and shares more on the call for action.
From that call for Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem to resign to even Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to resign should Senate Democrats vote for that spending bill package that would give more funding to the Department of Homeland Security. There were many promises for more statewide efforts to protect Californians.
Remembering I normally pack my license, but now lately I've had to pack my passport just to prove my citizenship in the event that I get stopped because I'm brown.
Monday morning, a crowded stage of California's Democratic legislators reaffirming the state's stand against the Trump administration over federal immigration enforcement.
Step up, speak out, and take action and lead in a moment in time where the federal government is taking us to one of our darkest points in history.
Deporting violent criminals has been done before under both Republican and Democratic administrations. It's been done. And it has been done without chaos.
Legislators indirectly referencing SB 54, the California Values Act, California's so-called sanctuary law, which limits local and state law enforcement from assisting with federal immigration efforts.
Our state and local law enforcement do not participate in these raids.
And committing to additional legislation to bring additional state-level protections.
That is not public safety. That is public failure. Kristi Noem, if she has integrity, she must resign.
That's right.
State legislators also hardening pressure on federal electeds to oppose a package of federal funding bills, one of which includes additional funding for the Department of Homeland Security.
Don't vote to give him any more of our money.
To move Congress to do their job. And if that means shutting down the federal government, then so be it. Shut it down.
Both California Senators Adam Schiff and Alex Padilla have said they would vote no. Governor Newsom, too, has decried new funding and is calling on Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem to resign and Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino to be fired.
Instead of making us safer, ICE agents are endangering our communities.
All this as President Trump calls out Democrat-run sanctuary cities and states for refusing to cooperate with ICE.
You should be shocked to no one that Donald Trump is enforcing federal immigration laws. Let's stop these nonsense of sanctuary city, sanctuary state laws, and let's work in conjunction with the federal government, just like President Obama did, just like President Clinton did.
And recently, San Francisco State Senator Scott Wiener introduced the No Kings Act, which would hold federal officials and agents more accountable. That bill is due for a Senate floor vote sometime this week. He also introduced a bill which is now law, though it is on pause due to a legal challenge by the Trump administration that would ban most law enforcement officials from wearing a mask while on duty. At the state capitol, Jenny Hutt, CBS 8.
Thanks, Jenny. Tonight, we've learned top Border Patrol official Gregory Bovino and some of his agents are expected to leave Minneapolis as soon as tomorrow. Bovino, we're told, is set to return to his former job in El Centro, where he is expected to retire soon.
New tonight, teachers are rallying amid negotiations with the South Bay Union School District. They're hoping to pressure the district into agreeing to a new contract.
CBS 8's Steffi Roche went to the rally. You had the chance to talk to some teachers. Steffi, what are they saying their goal is out there tonight?
Well, teachers are trying to show the district that they are prepared to strike if the district cannot agree to a new contract. Now, tonight, negotiations are currently ongoing. The Southwest Teachers Association, they've been negotiating since May of 2024, calling on SBUSD to prioritize students and educators. The Southwest Teachers Association, or SWATA, says the district won't reduce special education class sizes, and they argue smaller classes are needed to keep students safe and meet their needs. They also say the district will not, they also argue the district will not raise wages to meet the higher cost of living and help fill critical special education staffing vacancies. I talked with SWATA Vice President and Organizing Chair Sonia Hernandez about what's happening here tonight.
Our negotiations right now, we are hopeful that we will come to a fair contract today, but if we don't, we are ready to strike. Unfortunately, we don't want to. That's the last step that we would want to take as teachers.
I reached out to the SBUSD this afternoon, and I'm still waiting to hear back by showtime. But previously, the district told us it has made proposals to the association that address fair wages, class size reductions, and special education. They say the district is facing a deficit spending amount of over $3.4 million. They previously told us the association's proposals, if accepted, would hurt students and ignore fiscal realities. Meanwhile, the decision to strike won't be made tonight. The Teachers Association says that fact-finding will continue tonight through tomorrow. And from that point, the board and the bargaining team will then make the decision whether of next steps sometime this week. But for now, reporting live from Imperial Beach, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
A lot of parents and families watching that, Steffi. Thank you. Tens of thousands of healthcare workers with Kaiser Permanente are now on strike. Union members promised to stay off the job until they reach a contract agreement with Kaiser. Kaiser says it plans to ensure members still get safe and high-quality care. It says hospitals will stay open, but warns some pharmacies may close, and non-urgent appointments and elective surgeries may need to be rescheduled. Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused a big fire at a Spring Valley strip mall early this morning. It broke out near Worthington Street and Paradise Valley Road. It took crews more than an hour to put it out. 2 businesses are destroyed, 2 others are damaged. Investigators believe the fire started inside a skate apparel shop, but have not said how. Fire crews estimate the total damage to be more than $4 million.
Cold weather advisories are in effect from Montana to the Florida Panhandle as a deep freeze takes hold of a large part of the country. At least a dozen deaths are being blamed on the storm, but that number may actually be much higher. And while the snow isn't falling anymore in much of the country, the danger of frigid cold and ice remains. Georgia is thawing out, but the storm knocked out electricity for hundreds of thousands in the south. Tree limbs and power lines in parts of Mississippi are crusted in ice, and officials warn it could take days to restore power. Meantime, thousands of flights canceled or delayed nationwide because of that storm. Hundreds right here in San Diego have left passengers stranded for hours or even days.
CBS 8's Abby Black is live at Terminal 2 for us with what airlines are legally required to do when weather disrupts your travel. Abby?
Anna and Carla, we are live here in Terminal 2, and if you take a look behind me, you can see that board right there with the departures and the arrivals. We've seen people constantly stopping, taking a look to see if their flight is impacted. We see just a few flights that have been canceled, mostly from Dallas-Fort Worth, where many of those flights have been impacted throughout the country. But here's what you need to know. There is a law that guarantees that you will get your money back in full if your flight is canceled, even due to weather. Just as the Petersons were boarding their plane to Dallas,
we were boarding and then they canceled. They said no crew.
Her daughter Lily isn't too mad. It's painted all over her face that she enjoyed San Diego Safari Park.
I'm a little happy because I get to spend more time with my cousins.
The Petersons are among thousands impacted by the storm that shut down airports this weekend across the country.
Weather-related cancellations.
In San Diego, FlightAware tracked about 13% of its flight traffic was impacted. San Diego's baggage claim was nearly empty except for 2 rows of luggage, mostly heading to Philly due to the winter storm chaos.
They accommodated our flights, but we had to get an extra day stay at our Airbnb out in Phoenix.
No additional items will be allowed. If your flight is canceled or significantly delayed, airlines are required by law to refund your money if you don't accept their rebooking offer, even for non-refundable tickets, regardless of the reason, including weather. The rule also covers checked bag fees if bags are not delivered within 12 hours domestically, and fees for services like seat selection if the airline fails to provide them. Credit card refunds are due within 7 business days. Airlines are not required to pay for food or lodging when weather causes delays.
Tomorrow morning, fingers crossed.
At the top of the hour, FlightAware posted that there have been 66 flights that have been canceled out of San Diego International Airport just in the last 24 hours. Now, new at 7, we'll take a look at how you can rebook your flight without paying those extra fees.
63 flights, that's a lot of cancellations just in San Diego. Abby, when are these flights supposed to get back on track?
The transportation secretary says that it could take until Wednesday for these airlines to get back in order because of the storm. So a lot of patience going on right now. Many of the passengers that we talked to had some really good attitudes despite the circumstances.
All right, thanks, Abby. Check your flight. Check if you're picking somebody up, check that flight because it's going to be a mess for days.
That's right. For you, if you're stuck in San Diego, lucky you.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah.
Hope you still have a room though, because
Yes,
sometimes
that's
an
true.
issue. Our storm coverage continues. That's still ahead.
CBS 8's Jenny Day has a report from the deep freeze in the south. Plus, the details we're learning about a major sex trafficking sting that resulted in dozens of arrests right here in San Diego.
And later, tax season is officially here. We explain why you may see a bigger refund this year.
While much of the country is dealing with that deep freeze, our temperatures for today were a little warmer than usual west of the mountains. We had high pressure building in, and it's going to stick around for a little while longer, and we're going to get even warmer this week. Your complete forecast is ahead.